Hello, everybody. I want to do a Yankees video, how they're basically doing so far this year. And in my opinion, they're doing pretty good. Obviously, every team has flaws, weaknesses, but also strengths. And I think a lot of Yankee fans would agree they could use one more starting pitcher. We probably should have gotten Snell. He was affordable. We could have gotten him. Or Montgomery. And if, one of those pitchers, or made a trade for Cease. I am not that impressed with our offense yet. Soto, Oswaldo Cabrera, and Volpe are like our only hitters really doing anything. But I think the weakest link, honestly, the guy that's doing the worst, is the second baseman, Torres. And I said it in the offseason and got major flack on Twitter and all over the place on the internet. I got flack for this, for saying that Torres is a streaky hitter. He's not a great hitter. He's not a great fielder. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year and going to leave. And if we don't trade him now, we're not going to get anything back for him. So I said, why not trade him for pitching, either Dylan Cease or Luzardo from the Marlins, or somebody, some kind of pitcher. Maybe even that guy Corbin Burns that the Orioles got. Could have gotten him, maybe centered a package of some prospects plus Gleyber Torres for Corbin Burns. Something like that. Either Luzardo, Burns, Cease, or get Montgomery or what's his name? The dude that went to San Francisco. Oh God, the name escapes me. Anyway, we should have gotten pitching. And I think it's Snell. Blake Snell. Okay, I just figured it out. Blake Snell. Either Blake Snell, either Montgomery, or a trade for a pitcher. And that was the big mistake. And I think we still could make a trade at the deadline, and I think they really should. But what also we could use is some bullpen help. Either a setup man, a closer, or both. So if we could swing some deals for that. Although, aren't we getting some pitching back? Some guys that are hurt. Canley, I think, is coming back. He's pretty darn good. I think he could be an option somewhere in there. So I think we could use bullpen help. I think we could use rotation help. I think besides all that, right now, we're not scoring many runs in the last, 4 games. I think the most we scored was 5 in the last game. And that was only towards the end of the game. If we didn't do that at the end of the game, we would have lost, and it would have been 4 in a row. So I think hitting really has to come around. The pitching isn't doing too bad. Even the other day, what's his name? The Rodon, basically, and I'm sorry if I'm slow to think here. It's like 2:15 in the morning. I really should be in bed right now, and my mind's not thinking clearly. I really should have done this video tomorrow. But Carlos Rodon, and you do say his name like Rodon, I believe. Some guy from Puerto Rico called up the fan and said, if you say it like Rodon, you're basically saying it like if you're not Hispanic. He's Hispanic. I believe he's Puerto Rican. So people from Puerto Rico and Hispanic countries will say the name like Rodon. It's Rodon. I heard a guy doing a podcast. I won't name the podcast. I don't want to put him on the spot. But he was pronouncing this guy that we just signed that used to be in our organization Trammell. And he was calling him Tramal or something. I'm like, come on, man. I know you're a kid, but it's Trammell. That's his name. Is Trammell. But anyway, who am I to talk? I can't even remember guys' names. My mind is all mush up here. It happens when you turn 40. I'm 40. I'm going to be 43 on my birthday. You just forget things. It's not Alzheimer's, I don't think. I think it's just thinking too much about too many things. The mind can only think about one thing at a time, usually. So, yeah, I think the biggest issue right now is hitting, really. The pitching is keeping us in games, and I think as long as we can get maybe one more starting pitcher, some bullpen help, and the hitting can come around. I don't think there's many fixes you can do with the hitting. I guess you can trade or cut like mid-season because you're going to lose him anyway in the offseason. Torres and bring up a kid from the minors. As much as guys like Judge and Rizzo aren't hitting, they are occasionally getting some stuff done at the plate, getting some runs, getting some home runs, getting some hits, getting on base. So they're not totally useless, but Gleyber Torres has been totally useless. So that's my take on the Yankees. I think this next series is going to be big. If we could get back to our hitting ways, I think we got a chance. Anyway, that's it for now. May the force be with you. Let's go Yankees.